Hey, I'm Chris, and thanks so much for joining me. About 6 weeks ago, I bought a Tahoe PPV here at a state auction in Delaware. And I got that truck pretty cheap, I think, because it has an engine knock. Now, after the auction ended and I won the truck, it sat at the auction lot for about a week until I decided on an action plan, where to send it and what to do with it. And at that time, I sent it to a buddy's house who owns a shop about an hour from my house. Now, the truck sat at his shop for about a week more until I came up with a plan of what I wanted to do. And so for the past 4 weeks now, my pal's been working on the truck casually, fitting it in between different jobs. And quite frankly, it's been a little frustrating to have to wait that long to get the DOD Delete system put into this Tahoe. But it doesn't seem to be an outrageous time frame. And let me explain that. You see, before I sent it to his shop, I called 3 different LS expert shops in my area. It's about a half an hour from my house. And each of those 3 had a 6 to 8 week waiting list to do DOD deletes on these cars and trucks. Now, each of those shops also charged between $3,500 and $4,500 to do the job, and it took them about a week once the car came in to get it out. That led me to believe that there are a ton of folks out there with active fuel management problems that are looking to get DOD delete systems added to their LS engine, which led me to the next step that I wanted to show you. So I'm going to hop in the car. It's about a mile from here, and I'm going to share with you what I think what might be the next step for East Coast Classics. Yeah, check that out. Look, last night I came over and took a look at this place, and I was pretty surprised with what I saw here, and I wanted to share it with you. But really, the emphasis here is DOD delete systems. Now, there's no reason at all that it should take 6, 8, or 10 weeks to get a DOD delete system added to one of these trucks. And it made me think that, could this be the future of East Coast Classics? So let me show you some of the footage I took last night as I did a walk around through here. It's pretty interesting. There's a lot to see, and I wanted to get your thoughts on it as well. Like I said earlier, the shop is about a mile from my house, and it couldn't be any more convenient to get here. It's on this little triangle-shaped property in a residential area, lots of road visibility. The realtor is telling me that there are 2 owners in a partnership. One guy stopped showing up, wasn't pulling his weight, but still wanted half the profits. The shop was shut down and is for sale now, but really was left fully intact, and it looks like it could be reopened even tomorrow. It has a full office, 2 lifts in the service bays, tire machines, a press, a rack of batteries, a rack of supplies, an oil pump and waste barrel, some benches along the wall, and even a storage rack with a bunch of power tools on it. Outside to the right is a 3rd lift that's exposed to the elements, which I suppose could get covered at least. There's a used tire inventory along the side fence. Around back is a storage container that I didn't get into. Oh, and there's a pile of clothes that belong to the deadbeat owner that got dumped there by the other partner. The property also comes with 2 cars as well. It has a 6 Series BMW, which I'm guessing is from the late 80s, and an older model Ford Excursion in the front parking lot. What I like so much about this property is that it's already zoned for auto repair, which means it's already zoned for auto sales too. I've always wanted to get a retail dealer's license, which would allow me to go to more auctions, but also sell more cars. Right now, without a license, my DMV here in Delaware, and I'm betting other states are the same way, they limit me to a maximum of 5 car sales per calendar year. With a retail license, however, I could sell a minimum of 6 vehicles in order to maintain that license. Plus, that license gets me into some other auctions I don't have access to right now. The asking price on this property is $315,000, and with financing would require 20% down, so $63,000. The remaining balance can be financed over 20 years, and with taxes, insurance would run about $2,000 per month. My idea is this: could I hire the right guys to specialize in installing displacement on demand delete kits for, say, $3,000 each, which is cheaper than any other shops around here? And if I process 6 cars a month through here, I would make $500 in profit a month per car. And after salaries and expenses, I figured I'd net somewhere around $500 to $1,000 per month. Not a whole lot, but it's really minimal effort on my part. Plus, I get the components of having a dealer license and a shop to make repairs too to those cars. Look, it all seems like a super simple deal, but really there's a whole lot of details that need to get worked out first. First of which is the deposit money, financing, staffing, and so on. But hey, the idea is there, and the possibilities are really exciting. Buddy's house, we're going to get an update on that Tahoe. only being an hour away, it's like a different world out here. It's almost like time stood still. You have a few homes, fields, and not a whole lot more. So the Tahoe is right where we left it last. The heads are going out to the machine shop today to get freshened up. Bud felt it was the right thing to do with them. Let me show you the parts I got in the kit. So I went to Texas Speed and Performance. I picked up this DOD Delete kit, but got a bunch of extra pieces too. So I got the camshaft. It's a 212 plus 50. The kit comes with push rods, lifters, head bolts, timing chain, sprocket. I don't know what this is. I have no idea. Keychain. I presume that's for the crank pulley. Some bolts, an oil pump. This is, I have no idea what that is. This looks like valve springs. Yep. The lifter valley. This is a valley cover, I believe. And over here is the ECU. And in the box are some gaskets. So here's a copy of the invoice, and you can see the DOD Delete kit at the top, $300. But because of the lifter tick, you knew some parts had to get replaced, like the cam and lifters, and while you're in there, with the mileage on this truck, I figured a whole bunch of other parts should be replaced at the same time. And the whole kit costs $11.74. Shipping, $50. So all in on this DOD Delete kit, and I'm at $12.48. So the key to this whole thing, the cam's a big part of it, but the ECU's also, where the ECU has to get reprogrammed to turn off the displacement on demand feature so it doesn't try to shift into a 4-cylinder mode. It stays in 8-cylinder mode. Also, the ECU has to get reprogrammed to take advantage of the bigger cam and the exhaust headers as well. I had to get into the shade. It's super hot out today. But I wanted to tell you that this kit that I got came from Texas Speed and Performance. There's a bunch of vendors out there that provide these types of DOD Delete kits. And if you do a Google search, the first page is filled with different vendors. And just as an example, Texas Speed and Performance, which is my kit, Summit Racing, Pace Performance, Tick Performance, Brian Tooley Speedway, Blue Line Performance. When I was researching these kits, something came to mind, and it reminded me back from my HR days when I was doing health and benefits and welfare. I was also in charge of Family Medical Leave Act, and there's a term in the FMLA Act that goes like this. It's called substantially similar. And all these kits, all these different vendors, they're all substantially similar. They're all within the same price. They're all within the same cam specifications. It's all the same stuff, basically. There's nothing that really differentiates one from another. But the reason I went with Texas Speed and Performance is the ECU. See, I wanted to go to an independent shop. I didn't want to go to an LS performance tuning shop with a dyno. So that meant I had to take my ECU and I had to send it out to a shop to get reprogrammed. And that's something that's different about Texas Speed and Performance versus some of the others. I'm glad to be home. It's a long day and it's hot and humid. But it's amazing how different it is, only being an hour away to what it is like here in suburbia. Just night and day. Now, it's been so hot. Bud said he's working at night more. He expects to have those heads off and at the machine shop tonight. Probably tomorrow morning is more realistic. He expects to get the heads back in a week, and he expects to have the whole package put back together again and the truck driving again by the 21st, which is a week and a half from now. The price tag, I'm at $1,200 right now, plus another $200 for the heads to get refreshened. So $1,400 on top of the $1,250 that I spent on the DOD Delete kit. So I can't wait to get behind the wheel. I appreciate you following along with this too and keeping up with me. And also count on a final follow-up on the total cost, the total expenses, what to expect when I get this thing back. So as always, I appreciate you sticking around and I appreciate you watching. Thanks so much.